Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Cultural Confederacy here, pipe and coffee in hand as always. It's Wednesday, so happy Wednesday, also known as Hump Day in certain circles. But it looks like they're digging themselves deeper and deeper in Uvalde, Texas. Got an article here at the New York Post. Uvalde mayor defends local police, says Lieutenant Governor Patrick's claim that he was lied to is quote-unquote not true. But first I gotta mention this. We just reached over the 100 subscriber mark. Last time I checked, it's 106, 108 subscribers. I'm ecstatic, absolutely ecstatic. I never thought in a million years that this channel would take off like it has. But apparently this idea of preserving great art, great music, history, culture, our way of life as Americans, it has really stuck on a chord with you guys. So thank you again for supporting this thing we call the Cultural Confederacy. And the reason I chose that name, in case you're a new subscriber, or just clicking on this video for the first time, is it's a rallying cry against censorship. And with this idea of preserving history and culture, you have to talk about social issues or current events. So that's why I'm talking about this Uvalde shooting. Because we have to hold our officials accountable. They're supposed to represent us. And when you're getting 50 or 60 versions of a story here, then you got to ask some questions about what went on in Uvalde, Texas during this. In fact, I have not seen this much Irish since Sandy Hook. Actually, this is worse than Sandy Hook. But let's get to the article here. And I have to say something about my audience. You guys are very smart out there, very astute. And I'm going to share a comment that somebody posted on one of my videos. And it's in connection with this article I have at Yahoo, which we'll talk about in a moment. So this article here at the New York Post is by Paul Best at Fox News. As the criticism of the police response to last week's Texas school shooting deepens, Uvalde Mayor Don McLaughlin says local law enforcement has not misled anyone, and Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick's claims that he was lied to are quote-unquote not true. Immediately following the shooting that left 19 children and 2 adults dead, a slew of Texas officials praised the law enforcement response to the tragedy. Quote, they showed amazing courage by, should I say, tragedy, it's a tragedy. I'm just having fun, folks. They showed amazing courage by running toward gunfire for the singular purpose of trying to save lives. Texas Governor Greg Abbott said at a press conference in Uvalde alongside Patrick on Wednesday about 24 hours after the shooting. Is this the same press conference where somebody was fake crying in front of the cameras? Did you see this? You could tell this thing was scripted. This reminded me of Bill Clinton and the fake tears, where the camera caught him. This was on Rush Limbaugh's show when he had that TV show. R.I.P. Rush Limbaugh. And no, I'm not a Republican. I don't have an altar to Ronald Reagan in my living room. Actually, I live in a one-bedroom apartment. But you got to go see this clip if you can find it here on YouTube. It is so funny. As Rush Limbaugh says, you could put that in a loop for 20 minutes. People would still be coming back for more. It is that good. Bill Clinton is yucking it up with somebody. They're on their way into a church for a memorial service for Ron Brown, who died in a plane crash. I think it was one of his advisors or something. So he's yucking it up. They're telling a joke. He sees a camera, and within half a step, he starts fake crying, wiping his eye with his finger. So that's what this reminded me of. So getting back to the article, that praise was quickly recanted later in the week as more details about the police response came to light, including that 19 officers were outside the elementary school for about an hour before a Border Patrol team breached the classroom and killed the suspect. Why was the Border Patrol there? And now it's coming out, if you haven't seen this already, that the Uvalde PD SWAT team was not present. They weren't present. So maybe I'll read you this comment. I'll get back to this article here in a sec. But let me read you this comment that somebody posted. I was going to do this in a particular order, but I'm just going to go wherever I feel like in the video, so bear with me. So this is from Lee Normand. Shout out to Lee Normand for commenting. Their high school had an active shooter drill in March. That's something I didn't know. Wonder if they used footage overlaid on green screen. The new elementary school is likely part of the payoff for assisting in this. It looked empty on the day of the operation. Anybody else notice that? These photos look deserted. Robb Elementary looked deserted. Since the feds run the operations, the locals are not allowed the local officials are not allowed inside the buildings. Well, why are the feds running these operations in Texas? So thank you for commenting, Lee Normand, reading small print here. And that just goes to show that you guys aren't stupid. You know what's going on here. You know you're being hoodwinked. So let's go to this article at Yahoo. This came out the 31st. This is by Tori B. Powell. Title of the article, Police Chief Completed Active Shooter Training Before Texas School Shooting. The Texas law enforcement official faulted for delaying the law enforcement response to a mass shooting in Uvalde recently completed active shooting training courses prior to the fatal incident. Isn't that the case with all these mass shootings? They either had an active mock shooting drill, or they had some type of training. And when these things happen, they can't get it right, even though they've had all this training. So as new information emerges, community members are continuing to question officials' response to the shooting. It left 21 people dead, 19 of them children, and more than a dozen others injured. On December 17, 2021, Chief Pete Arredondo of Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District, also known as CISD, said this before. Anytime you have something or an organization or a government agency that's got a title that long, you know it's suspect. So he completed an 8-hour school-based law enforcement training on active shooter situations at Southwest Texas Junior College, according to a personal status report provided to CBS News by the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement. Arredondo, who has worked at the school district since 2020, completed 8 hours of the same course on August 25th, 2020, and 16 hours of a terrorism response tactics active shooter course on June 10th, 2019, records show. Since 2018, the Texas Administrative Code has required school district peace officers and school resource officers to complete an active shooter response training program approved by the State Law Enforcement Commission. So why weren't they prepared here? He had all this training, and he wasn't prepared. I'm not saying that local law enforcement didn't do their job, but something went wrong here. Obviously, something went wrong. Trainings include curriculum to prepare officers for emergency scenarios, according to the Texas School Safety Center. Despite Arredondo's training, some have criticized his approach at handling the recent mass shooting in Uvalde. Under Arredondo's direction, around 20 officers stood in a hallway waiting at Robb Elementary School for more than 45 minutes before officials confronted a gunman inside a classroom, with teachers and students repeatedly begging for help. Now, why were there 19 officers in this hallway? Why couldn't you have maybe 5 or 6 officers in this hallway and other officers outside surrounding the building? This is a school. These classrooms have windows. They could have easily taken this guy out. Or taken him out in a short amount of time. According to Director Stephen McCraw of the Texas Department of Public Safety, Arredondo believed the gunman was barricaded in a classroom during the attack and that the children were not at risk. And that's something else that has come up. Because he was barricaded in this classroom or what have you, it may have been a closet. This door was locked. Well, maybe it was unlocked. They had to find a janitor to get keys to unlock it, which we still don't know the details about that. Oh, I can't wait till that comes out. Of course, it was not the right decision, McCraw said Friday. It was the wrong decision. Of course, you're backpedaling here, Mr. McCraw. Arredondo was scheduled to be sworn in as a council member Tuesday, but Uvalde Mayor Don McLaughlin rescheduled the special city council meeting on Monday in wake of the shooting, according to CBS News affiliate KHOU 11. Despite criticism surrounding the police chief, McLaughlin said Arredondo's record shows no offense that would stop him from taking the oath to office. An investigation reviewing the police response to the Uvalde shooting is underway by the United States Department of Justice. But apparently, this isn't the same. There was an article similar to this. I think they've updated this. But in the other article, and this is at Yahoo Finance, by the way. The other article I can't find, but it's at Yahoo. You might find both of them. But it mentioned that there was some type of mutiny happening, this power struggle. And that was my hunch from the beginning, that somehow there was this power play. And I can guarantee you the FBI and ATF wanted to be the big man on campus. They wanted to be in charge. Who knew what when? I keep going back to that. Who knew what when? So that is at Yahoo Finance. Article by Tory B. Powell, police chief completed active shooter training before Texas school shooting. And they were going around to local businesses. The Uvalde PD SWAT team was going around to local businesses, asking for floor plans, discussing what these businesses should do in the event of a massive shooting, or probably a mass shooting. Can you tell I'm trying to wake up today? So let's go back to the New York Post. See where I left off here. So this is Lieutenant Governor Patrick. I take this personally, and I know the governor takes it personally. And for me, it's 140, 150 people killed in Texas in the last 6 or 7 years of collective anger when we're not told the truth. Uvalde School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo was the incident commander on scene who made the wrong decision not to immediately confront the suspect because he believed that it had transitioned from an active shooter to a barricaded subject. Okay, I'll give you that. I understand that in these situations, the dynamics can change. But again, why were 19 officers in the hallway when you could have had maybe 5 or 6 in that hallway and the rest of them surrounding the building outside? And you've got windows. You could have put people on the roof to get in, to get this guy. Uvalde School District Police Chief was the incident commander. So let's go to the next paragraph here. And they've got a graphic or a picture here of Robb Elementary School with all these flowers, memorials on it. McLaughlin said Monday that local law enforcement has not misled Patrick or any other officials. Local law enforcement has not made any public comments about the specifics of the investigation. I'd like to know why. Into the incident or misled anyone, McLaughlin said in an email statement to Fox News Digital on Monday. Statements by Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick that he was not told the truth are not true. All statements and comments made to date about the ongoing investigation are being handled by DPS/Texas Rangers. You want an investigation? I'll give you an investigation. This is right up there with Russian collusion. Oh, and did you see that one? This Sussman trial? He was acquitted. And the jury was made up of former Clinton aides, former Hillary Clinton associates. Go figure. Gotta love politics. McLaughlin also appeared to stand by the school police chief, saying that Arredondo, who was elected to the city council earlier this month, can still be sworn in when the ceremony takes place. So this is at the New York Post. That article at Yahoo Finance. Title of this article here at New York Post again. Uvalde mayor defends local police, says Lieutenant Governor Patrick's claim that he was lied to is not true. Paul Best at Fox News. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. You can also find me at Instagram, hashtag Jason Composes. Check out my Instagram page. I'm still trying to add to that. Actually, I might post some videos, possibly videos, definitely some more photos today. Or follow me at Twitter, Culture Confederacy Twitter. This is the Culture Confederacy saying peace out, stay safe, everybody. God bless this great country, and I'll catch you next time.